said you've been trying to, I guess, bring consistency to the lineup, but injuries and absences have always seemed to affect that. How in particular are you going to try and replace Robbie Brady and Chidozie Albany?
How?
With whom?
Yeah, well, obviously I'm not going to tell you who we are thinking about starting, but there's a few options. I agree with you. This is probably in early days. For me, it's good to have consistency in the same players doing the same things. But I think everyone is in the know what we want. We're trying to be consistent in what we are saying, what we are asking for. And I feel like the decisions that we make on trainings, even in meetings, talking together, it's now people is getting more and more on board. So hopefully in the future, it doesn't matter if player is missing, there will be a replacement that have the same knowledge on what we want.
Could you find the players that you called up late, the likes of Matt Doherty and Ryan Manning, could end up starting the game against Finland?
Yeah. That's just to answer Matt. We always said that we didn't want to have both Matt and Seamus same time. We wanted to think a little bit in the future. So missing Seamus, missing Shane Duffy as well, two really experienced. No doubt in my mind that Matt was the replacement there.
And how was your relationship with Matt Doherty now? Because he's a senior player. Some would say he was snubbed in the last two squads. And you'd expect perhaps a senior player to be angry about that. Did he express himself to you in that regard?
No, it's been quite pleasant. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, but what you're looking for is bastards in the team, aren't you?
Yeah, no, it's good to me.
As a player to be angry, to want to make a case. Do you think it'll motivate him for the game?
I'll hope everyone, not only him, everyone will show up on the pitch. I deserve to be here. That's where players should be doing their talking. Make the feet do the talking.
Have you sensed a change in the atmosphere this time, Nathan?
I think it's another building block. I think the first camp obviously wasn't our best. I think last camp you've seen what we can do and the improvements we made, and then this camp again, I think we've gone up another level. I think everyone's bought into it even more, and yeah, we're looking forward to it. I think it's another 2 good games for us.
Can you bring your Brentford early starts to Ireland?
I don't know if I want to. It causes too much stress for the rest of the game, but it would be good for a little goal early on.
Anne-Marie, please.
Hi, Heimir, how are you? You spoke a good bit about, I suppose, trying new things out. How much of that could we expect to see tomorrow, given it's a pretty important game in terms of relegation?
I think I said it last press conference. I think the Finland game is the more important one of these two, given that we are fighting for this third place. It's a mix. Like I've also said before, it's probably our last chance to try out things. This camp, but still we want to do good. We want to play good and keep the consistency going, building on what we did last camp. Like Nathan said, I think that is important. That we take a little step. Nothing happens quick in this slow progress. So we need to build on what we have been doing well. But we also want to try out players maybe that we haven't seen before, etc. So we at least know when it comes to the more important games in next year.
Is that something you've seen in the few camps you've had, that progression is happening?
Yeah, I would feel so. A little biased though, but I would feel so that we are doing the basic. We've been talking a lot about basics. We have been drilling a lot the basics, and the details don't matter if the basics is not correct and well done. So I think we are really improving in the basic. We are trying to say the same things in attack. We are trying to say the same things to the players in defence, and then that's how we build the progress step by step.
I saw you, Robbie Keane, in camp the other night, handing out caps. It seemed to cause a bit of a stir on social media. I know you guys don't pay too much attention to that kind of thing, but is there a bit of a worry that there's a disconnect between the fans and the team at the minute?
I wouldn't know. I'm not the best one to answer that one. Wouldn't know.
You got a lot of criticism for managing Maccabi Tel Aviv after the staying on in the job after what's happened in Israel and all this stuff.
Didn't know about it.
Did he have any words for the players? Did he make a speech?
Yeah. Had a good speech. The players was asking me questions and stuff, and I think it's really good to connect the past players, the legends in the past to the present. What was good, really good, was how he, as a goal scorer, as a maybe a high-profile player at his time, was talking about the importance of team unity, fighting for each other, the spirit and things. So probably not the thing that you would think that a striker would say, scoring all his goals, but I think it was a really good message to the players. And for me, we did that in Jamaica, bringing in old legends, just to connect the past and the present, showing respect to the players from the past as well. I think that was a good thing. I think Nathan probably can answer that more, how it affected them to have a player like him around.
Yeah, but it was fair, like, as a kid growing up, these are the players you watch, you know what I mean? You watch him every international camp, you watch him score his goals for Ireland. Obviously you can't talk to him on a personal level then, can you? So you can only see what he's doing on the pitch, but now that you see them on a personal level and what it means to them and what their team kind of done, it's nice to know that we're in a similar boat, and what we're building here is what they had as well. So I think we can take a lot of things from what he said and use them in our team as well.
Nathan, please.
Heimir, who makes the decision as to what former players come in and who you want to talk to the team?
Like this, this was a cup presentation. I said this is something from the federation, so it's not me who decides on that one. But it was really a positive one, this gathering, both for the players and I think presenting the caps, a former player doing that, I think is a good gesture as well.
Of all the players that have come in, are they all fit for the two games? I know, say, Darragh O'Shea's manager was saying he'd been managing a back injury. Have you everybody available to select tomorrow night?
It's today would be the only training that everybody can be fully committed. So we'll see on the session today. Darragh has been struggling with some back injuries, and Festi as well was taken off with an injury. So they're coming in today, both training today, but we'll see how fit they are, if they can do a 90-minute or not. We'll just see after the training session today. But that's the bad thing about this kind of camp. We had, like, I think 8 players playing Sunday. So yesterday was match day +2. That's normally their resting day. So today is the only training session that we can actually do something physical, and we'll test and see how they are.
Nathan, you mentioned the fast starts there, and Brentford are getting a lot of praise for that and for their set pieces. Obviously, Keith Andrews is very involved. Can you talk about the type of work that he's doing and how difficult that can be to replicate at international football when Heimir says you've just a little amount of time on the training pitch? Yeah,
I think Keith's very detailed in his work. I think it's always hard coming in as a coach and for let's say Thomas Frank to trust him, and I think he's done that really well. I think he holds a lot of meetings now as well for us. Thomas sees it as a big thing, set pieces, so he has a lot of responsibility. I think lads have bought into him early on. I think he's very commanding in the way he speaks and what he does his work, so I think he should take a lot of credit how we're doing the set pieces. And of course you have a lot more time with the lads in club football, don't you? You can see them a lot more, you can have them every day, but so here it's a lot more rushed, it's a lot more specific, so it's more up to the lads to listen and take it on board than it is for the coaches to keep giving information.
Damien, please.
Heimir, you've talked about this camp in your last opportunity to look at players before the qualifiers starts. Do you have in your head the team you would like to play in the first qualifier, or are there still places up for grabs in that team?
Yeah, you're always looking, you're never like set. I think we have found good connections between players on the pitch, and understanding between certain players, etc. But there's always space for better players in teams, whether it's a national team or a club team. And then it's the form as well. So next game is in March, so you never know who is flying at that stage and who is maybe injured or not playing well or not playing at all. So you can never decide your team for March when it's November.
And Nathan, can I just ask, How important is it to go into those games in March on the back of, on a high from these two games?
Yeah, it'd be great. I think that's what our target is really, isn't it? This camp, you know, again to build on what we've been doing, and then to go in with that winning feeling and knowing that we can go and beat anybody. I think that'd be a great thing for us going into March.
Gavin, please.
Heimir, we're talking to Andrew Moore this week, and he's been playing this new role at Stoke, a deeper midfield role. Can he play that role for Ireland? And if so, is tomorrow night a chance of assessing in that role?
We'll see. He's been struggling a little. He had a swollen calf after the last game, so he's been struggling a little. Let's see how he will do on training today. But obviously, everybody sees him as the future for Ireland, and we just wanted to call him in because there was not a competitive game for the under-21s now. So we wanted to call him in and just evaluate him in the squad, seeing what he can bring to this squad. And it's good introduction for him as well to be among these players. And but I think for the future, you know, time will tell. He's still young. He's probably not the most physical player in the squad, but you know, time will tell how big of a role he will have.
And just on the game tomorrow, obviously you want to assess options ahead of the qualifiers, but you need to avoid defeat to avoid relegation. Will that bring added pressure?
Not more to us than Finland. Finland comes to Dublin and they need to win. I think that's their priority. So it gives us an advantage. They would probably one time or the other, at some point they will need to take more risks. So we need to be clever in that sense. So it doesn't bring more pressure or to us that rather than the Finns.
Ed, to end the live.
I suppose just looking at the game from Helsinki, Finland brought a very physical approach, especially up front. They were really putting a lot of physical pressure on the defence. Bringing Shane Duffy back, was that the sort of reason that you were thinking of bringing Shane back for, and now he's gone again? Will you just look for that bit more physicality from your defensive players?
Yeah. I said in the press conference when we were announcing the squad that we lost a lot of duels in last camp, and he is one that doesn't lose many of his. So yeah, both in a sense of set pieces and this physicality you're talking about. The Finland team is a really organized team. They know what they are doing, and they pin up with the striker a lot. So it's going to be a fight for the likes of Nathan and those who are playing in the center of defense. It's going to be a lot of fights in this game, and that was one of. And obviously, I haven't seen Shane in the squad, so I just also wanted just to work with him and see what he will give to us, experience as well. So that is the reason why I really wanted to have him in this camp.
It's good one for Nathan. Nathan, obviously, looking back to the Helsinki game, at the moment you didn't obviously enjoy it for the goal. Just in terms of when you're playing for a team that's under pressure, if you start thinking too much about your own game, does that affect your natural game then? Something like that, or you have to just put that apart and like next time that play, I'm going to play the same pass. Is that your mindset, or I'm going to take a touch? You know, is it just a case of that 99 times out of 100 you're going to do that perfectly well? How does that play in your mind?
Yeah, I guess I don't know if you're I just don't do it again. I guess really, I'd rather not. But I don't know. You just have to bounce back. Really, I think I've made enough mistakes in my career already that I know I have to bounce back. I thought I did all right. I thought mentally, I think if probably a year or 2 years ago would have been a bit lost after that, would have affected me bad. I think I'm proud how I reacted. I think the way I got on with it, I moved on, and then I just went back to basics. Won my little duels, won my little passes, done them things right, and just got myself back into the game. Of course, it's annoying, it affects you, but with the group we have here, I know they'll fight for me, they'll look after me, and yeah, they did.